We're playing some Dungeon Crawl Classics tonight with more of this one-on-one stuff, kind of sword and sorcery. Crystal as a player. We're doing Thunderhead Manse, which is from the one-page dungeon compilation. It's actually from a blog that doesn't exist anymore, although it's still there. I don't think he's feeding it anymore, called Dungeon of Signs. But Gus L submitted it to the one-page dungeon contest in 2013, and I really like his stuff, so we're going to run this one. It's kind of fun. One player, one character, and let's see what happens, I guess. So basically there is this cloud which supports a small manse. It has been kind of parked, shall we say, over this one town now for several days, more than a week anyways, and it is basically flooded and the town's so bad to evacuate it. Now the PC that's coming in, you've been talking to the local officials, when you were sent to hire to do this job. They've known about this thundercloud. I mean, it's not a new thing. They know that some kind of evil wizard, and he was basically harassing and destroying lands in a country that you guys didn't really care about. So you didn't care about this thing until it started moving your way. It's not that close to any major city right now, but they want it stopped. So you have been given the task to get close to this thing. I mean, clearly a big army approaching it, they would see coming. So they're hoping that sending in an individual, they can take this thing out. They're assuming that it's piloted by some kind of wizard or magical being, and there's probably loads of treasure in there, although they do offer you a strong reward as well. You can keep anything you find. Your only mission is to stop this thing anyway, anyhow, get it, bring it to ground. So as we start, you're kind of heading towards this kind of flooded out town. You're kind of staying off the road because the roads have become like rivers flooding down as the water pours down. You see this giant cloud. It's a thundercloud. Occasional lightning strike, but not that much. Mostly just rain. And sitting in it is this kind of white, beautiful building. And as you can see it, and I'm actually going to show you. Well, you can enjoy your character first. But I'm just going to show you the map so you can see what it looks like, because it's a little hard to explain what the whole thing looks like. So first, let me get you up here so we can. Go like that. Is that how you do it? Nope.
Yeah, and if you're trying to get just me, you can where my picture is in the top left-hand corner. There's a little blue person-looking thing, like where my name is. Yep, and that solo is it? Yep.
Awesome.
New feature they added. Also, I can see live comments now. So thank you, random stranger who I definitely don't know, for that live comment. So tonight I'm going to be playing Glenn Oswald. He grew in his younger days when he was growing up. He was a wheat farmer. Well, his father was a wheat farmer. His mother passed away at a young age. She barely remembers her. She had fever one winter and didn't survive. So he's been raised mostly by his father. He actually has two older brothers as well. They have stayed on to help their father with the farming, but Glenn, he's always had a mind of liking puzzles, and he loves to read. When he was younger, he read lots of adventure books, and now he reads a lot of romantic novels, so to speak. But this chance to explore this tower and try and make some money out of it, to keep up his to keep the gambling hounds off of him for a little while longer, it is well worth the risk. He also has a pet hen that he keeps with him. Her name is Matilda, and she'll be joining him on this adventure.
Excellent. All right. You can have a pet hen. So I will, as I said, I'm going to put this thing up so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Hopefully I don't share the entire module and give the whole thing away. I think it's...
I mean, I read through this before.
Yeah,
so
probably. Yeah.
I already know what to do.
I figured. That's good, because I'm not sure what to do. So if you know what to do, it's probably better. Let's see if I can do this. I made a screenshot, but I, of course, I'm having technical difficulties now. Because why wouldn't I? Screenshot. There it is. Note to self, do this before. Oh, I think I have to close this. Cancel. Don't allow. Nope, nope. Hold on. The browser has blocked my screen. Okay. I might not be able to do this. Hold on. There we go. Allow. Weird. Okay. Let's try it again. There it is. Okay. You see it?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, so basically, you've been given an item. You maybe you're approaching on a horse or whatever. You can maybe find a building. You can get the horse undercover so it's not being soaked in the rain where you left it as you approach the thing. I mean, the drawing shows it's kind of moving, but it's not. Right now, it's currently stationary. It's about 100 feet up, and you've been given this magic item. It's a stick, like a stick from a tree. And what they told you is that when you break the stick, you will become weightless and start to float up. You won't have much control. You're just going to go straight up. When you let go of the two pieces of stick, or one of them even, the spell will stop. So, you can use that at some point if you want. So just kind of going over what you can see. So you're under it clearly. What you can see from the bottom is this part here. This, you see my mouse? Where it says A. That's open. You can see there's like a hole. From underneath, you really can't see all this up here, but you saw it from a distance, and you can see that, like, inside the cloud, you've got like the some various buildings and stuff that you could try to get into. You don't see any movement from where you are because again you're on the ground. So, what would you like to do?
Okay. And I'm guessing all that stuff that kind of looks like trees to me, that's all just cloud, right?
That's clouds, exactly. And the darker part is the thundering.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do my best to aim sort of for that. I can see all this from a distance, right?
Yeah, let's say you could see the basic layout of it from a distance, and then now you're underneath it, so you really can't see much at all, but you kind of have an idea of where it is. You can definitely see the part A, and probably the bottom of where it says D. You can probably see those two things sticking out of the bottom a little bit, but you can't really see the rest of it from underneath.
Okay, well, could I have seen like where B is, where those windows are at? Could I have seen those windows from a distance?
Yeah.
Okay, so since I kind of know those are there, Glenn is going to take that stick, and he's going to try to break it, and he wants to try to math it out in such a way that when he floats up, I mean, he doesn't know how fast he's going to float, so it might be a little bit of luck here involved, but he wants to try to make it to where instead of going inside of that A tube, exactly where they would expect him to go, he wants to try and float outside the building and try to get up to those windows instead.
Okay, sure. So you're going to like kind of stand. You can see the A tube from where you are, as you called it. You could stand directly underneath it because it's not moving as best as possible, and then break the stick and start floating up. And then when you get close to it, you can kind of just like use your hands to get along the wall or the stick,
right?
And kind of float along the outside of that tube, bringing you up to the windows at B. That's what you want to do. And yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Let me read. Where is B? C. B. There we go. Okay. So that puts you there. All right. So you break the stick and you float up. That's not too difficult to do at your level and skill. You don't have any problem kind of floating up next to the thing. And as as you kind of go up, you see that there's no rain coming out of that little hole. But you kind of scoot along the wall, and keep your hands, you could kind of with the sticks clasped in them, you kind of use your hands to maneuver yourself, almost like you're climbing. I mean, you're going pretty slow up the side, and when you get to the window part, and you kind of see there are like slices in the window. The room is about 30-ish feet tall. Yeah, about 30 feet tall at that point. The windows are about 10 feet up off the ground. They're about 10 feet tall, and then there's about another 10 foot above them. That's roughly, maybe a little bit higher. They are off the wall. They're wide enough. They're maybe like 1.5 feet, 2 foot wide. So you definitely can like kind of. I mean, you're gonna be moving. Even if you like hold on, like your feet start going up underneath, you keep floating. If you try to stop, but as you see, you'll have a few seconds as you pass the windows if you want to make a decision. You look in, and what you're looking down at is a whole bunch of sleeping, it appears, because they're all kind of piled up. You can't count them, but there's a lot of kind of black furred, human-sized kind of apes. They have blue wings on their back, like a blue jay. And they're curled in because you think they're sleeping. They're wearing most of them wearing basically like kind of scale breastplates, and on their sides, the ones of them that are wearing clothes, they are armed with small swords. They seem to be sleeping and stuff. Nobody's really noticing you at the window at this moment, and as you look in, you see that the only way that you can see to come out of this room, if you were to enter, is by a ladder that goes straight up from the ground here, up 30 feet to a trapdoor on the ceiling.
All right, yeah. Let's avoid that area. Let's go ahead and float on up to whatever's above these windows.
Okay, so that would put you. Let's work my mouse on it so I can show you. Where's the window? All right, so you float up past the windows, past here, right? And this right here is basically like a balcony area. And there is actually, you can probably see, maybe not, there is actually a door kind of facing the camera, facing the drawing. You can see it on the side, see the door there. On the actual balcony are 8. Actually, go ahead and I'm assuming you're trying to be as sneaky as possible, as much as you can when you're floating. Go ahead and make a sneak check, I guess.
Sneak. Okay. And that's just a D20 roll, right?
20 plus you should have a sneak modifier.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Sneak silently.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to get a 15 or better.
Oh. Sorry, 1 second. Uh, 18 total.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you're coming up, and you don't make any sound. Just as your head peeks over the side, you see that there's actually about 8 of these things here. They are, in fact, all in armor. They're holding in their hands. They have sabers at their side, short swords, or swords. They are holding in their hands strange kind of glass tubes that are wrapped with like copper wire. And they're kind of not paying attention to you. They're talking amongst themselves, so they don't see you as you're at this point, like your head's peeking up over the ledge. And of course, you can't really stop. You're going to pop over at any point now. So I don't know what you want to do.
All right. I want to quickly, I want to try to bring those sticks down, and I want to try to put them into just like one of my leather pouches.
Okay, so as soon as you let go of them with one of your hands, the spell drops.
Great. And as I'm falling, I will use my grappling hook, my rope and grappling hook, and I'm going to try and catch that window ledge.
Okay, you want to catch the windows from the room where the sleeping creatures are, or you want to catch the top part?
The window ledge
Okay, yeah.
where the sleeping creatures are.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to go ahead and make just make a, a DC 10 agility check.
Okay. My agility. 13.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do that. You start to you think, oh, maybe if I keep them on my body I won't drop, but of course you're still thinking in the back of your mind you might. So as soon as you feel like the sudden twinge of you dropping, your just natural reaction grabs that grappling hook and hooks it right onto the windowsill as you drop past, and you're hanging there now.
Okay. I'll climb up to the windowsill.
Okay.
And I felt like I would still drop, but I'm wondering if maybe I'm hoping maybe if I keep both of the sticks, I can grab onto them later and use them again. But I don't know yet, so I'll just see later if that works. Actually, fuck it, I'll test it now. Once I get up into the windowsill, if I can look and see that these creatures are still asleep and stuff,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and grab those sticks and see if I float anymore.
I mean, the windowsill's only like 1.5 feet wide, so you're gonna like kind of get yourself put like one leg through it or whatever, so you're kind of inside of it, and then try that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. As long as I can tell that they're all asleep or not paying attention.
As far as you can tell, yeah. I mean, you want to do a DC roll plus intelligence for any kind of
no.
staring at them.
No, I'll chance it.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of get yourself inside that small area, so you're not going to fall, and you pull the sticks back out and hold them in your hands, and nothing seems to happen. You don't
Worthless. I'll toss them out the window.
Okay. When you toss them, they start floating in the air.
Oh well.
No, I'm just kidding. No, they fall.
Good for them. Mm-hmm. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Like there's still enough magic to cause them to float, just not you.
It's not enough.
All right, I'm gonna pull my rope back up.
Okay.
And I will. Yeah, so you said it's only like 10 foot up, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's 10, 15 foot off the ground, maybe. It's hard to say. I will say there's about 10 foot down to the piles of people and junk and stuff that's on the floor. But you don't know how deep.
Now, you say piles of people. Like, are they like?
So they're kind of all they're crowded together in big piles, and you also see what looks to be like big mattresses that probably have like either like straw in them or something like thrown around, and they're kind of half laying on that, half laying on the floor. You can kind of see now that you're sitting there, you have time to kind of look at them for a second. You can see some empty casks of whatever kind of liquor might have been in there, and half-eaten food, and also you kind of smell that they're using this as a latrine as well.
Great. Okay, I want to try to just get my rope back up, my grappling hook and everything, and I just want to try to just kind of like slide down the wall and like slide down into an area where hopefully I won't be touching them.
Okay, so do like a sneak check, DC 15, to get to the ground without touching anybody.
Okay. A 14, one off.
Okay, no. So you slip down and apparently step on somebody's something because you hear it move. Make a luck check.
Okay.
D20 under your luck.
Right. 12, and my luck is an 11.
Okay. So, yeah, it wakes up and it screeches in a terrible sound, and they all start to kind of move and awaken. And I guess we'll roll initiative. Jeez.
Okay.
You literally went to the room with all the bad guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is this y'all?
What's initiative again?
D20 plus if you have a plus, it's usually agility.
All right.
Actually, they only got a 3, so you can't do worse than that. I don't think.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay. Why don't you have a bonus? I don't think so. Let me just check.
I don't.
I doubt they have +3, so let me just quickly check. Interesting. So they are as hobgoblin initiatives +2, so the 5. So you go first. Okay, yeah, you see these things starting to awaken. There's a lot of them, yeah, you're about to maybe. Let me have a clue that you can go back to the game. That ladder going up, which you suspect goes to where the other ones were above. You see is about maybe 20 feet away from you, and otherwise is a room full of bad guys. What do you want to do?
Oh shit. What do I want to do? Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to fight all these guys. I mean, you said there's about a dozen of them or so.
More than yeah.
More than that. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can reason with them. I will. Glenn will simply put up his hands and go, "Hello. You're kind of raining down on our ground below. So I've been sent to kind of, find out if you could maybe stop raining on us, please."
They look at you. Make a personality check. Say DC 10.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, with a -1 personality, I rolled a 2, so I have a 1.
Okay. They look at you, and they don't seem to comprehend, and they're going to actually pummel you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of them. They are going to. I mean, there's only so many they can get to you at once. We'll say 8 of them.
I mean, that's enough.
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, well, we'll say 8 is enough, right? Yeah. When was their attack? Here we go. Okay. So, what's your AC?
My AC, I've studied leather, so 13.
15?
Hurry!
13.
13. Okay. So 1 misses, 1 hits. I'm going to keep track of. So 2 hits, 3 hits. Oh my god, crit. Another hit.
Oh, I'm dead.
Damn.
I beat Ron Young's record.
Yeah, the thing is, they are actually. You're actually going to be down. You got hit 7 times. Let's see. They're trying to capture you though. So I have to check some dual damage. I always forget if it's. I think it is 1 die less damage. But I do have a feeling with 6 attacks hitting you, you're probably not gonna. I don't know how many hit points you have, but that doesn't sound like.
I have like 27.
Oh, actually, you don't have to know. I'm sorry, I gotta look it up. Yeah, they're definitely trying to capture you, though. They're just they want to do it their way, which is beating you up. Combat. I always forget. Attack, fumbles, sorry. Criticals. I did get 1 critical, but I don't think that's going to matter. Damage and death. Weapons. Morale. What the hell is it? Sorry. I think it's 1 die, and I'm probably just going to do 1 die less because I'm pretty sure that's what I can't find it. So I think it's 1 die less, so they're going to roll. Instead of a D8. 27. So let's see. That's 67. So 10 and 15 is 25. Now, how many points did you say up?
27.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot back there. They pummel you, and you feel like consciousness is leaving you, but you are still up if you want to make any other kind of move before they continue their assault on you.
Oswald says, Hentilda, save yourself. And then he tosses Hentilda towards the window.
Okay. All right, you throw the head up.
Ooh, I put my butt in your face.
What's the head's luck?
I have no idea. I mean,
Make a luck check to see if they end up shooting.
Okay, cool.
That's but, you know.
Oh, yeah, I don't have my actual dice tonight, so I'm just rolling on my thing. Come on, roll. Oh, an 8 under 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to say that distracts them enough to stop throwing stuff, stop hitting you. And they actually, one of them draws his sword and kind of points it at you. Well, I mean, they were hitting you with the same weird glass and metal tubes that you saw them have upstairs. That's they were beating you with, almost like clubs. But one of them draws a sword and points at you, and it screams something and kind of it's in common, but it's like his voice, and he's clearly barely intelligible to you. He says, "Get Buffo," and a couple of them go up the ladder, and a few seconds pass, and a much larger of these kind of winged apes starts to make his way down the ladder. He is actually, instead of having like armor that's all beat up and half put on, it's like he's actually got his shit together. And he comes down, and he looks at you, and he says, "You realize you are intruding on our land, and the penalty is death."
Okay. Sir, you're raining on our lands down below where we live. I've been come to bargain with you and ask if you would stop, please. It's all only your reason I was here. I tried to explain this to your men, and they did this to me. And he spits blood on the ground.
He says wine, treasure, and more wine. You give.
Well, I mean, I could definitely work that out with, the people below. But I don't. I only have. I have an oil lantern on me.
He looks at you and says, "Do I look stupid to you?
No.
I need
No,
no
you do not.
oil. I have magic." And he opens his wings, go wide, and he kind of flaps around a little bit.
Yes, and you are very impressive. That doesn't change the fact that you're raining on our lands down below. So I was sent. If you kill me, you'll get nothing. But if I can go down and maybe negotiate with the people. But we would ask that you would stop raining on us first.
I could stop raining if I wanted, he says.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt. You are obviously a very strong and intelligent master. Your crew, very loyal.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I need wine. Call for the wine, and we will talk. Until then, we put you in the prison. And a couple of the monkeys, a bunch of them, they start moving around. and they kind of clear off an area in the center of the floor. And there's like a trap door there. And they strip you unless you try to stop them. They're going to strip you of your gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to take it off of you. And one of them, a large one, kind of grabs you, and then basically kind of pushes you towards the hole. And if you look down, you can see that it seems to just it's that hole. That's that A area. And he says, "Prison." And then he kind of pushes you, but he holds on to you. So he's like, unless you stop him, he basically kind of float down to a small platform down there where he manacles you to the wall. And then they leave you there, unless you want to do something else.
Okay, well, I guess that's the end of Glenn.
So yes, you're manacled to the wall on this small platform inside this tube. You can see that besides the trap door, which is probably like about 30 feet above you, there's also like a maybe. Let's see. So this is this. So you're probably like not only maybe 5-6 feet. So actually, probably right about your eye level. You can see there's like a small cut into the wall where you can see in the drawing. You see where there's like that tube that connects A to D. That's kind of where you are. You're right below that. And there's a door there. So you have like what's your luck? Make a luck check. The manacles.
10, and my luck is 11.
Ah, okay. So the manacles are rusty as hell, and you think that with a bit of work, you could probably break them if you want. I mean, or you can wait for them to do whatever they want to you. It's up to you.
Well, I'm not interested in staying here. I got like 2 HP left though.
Well, so that was some dual damage, so like that's gonna come right back, like in like an hour or something. That's just
Okay, well then I'll wait at least to get my strength back.
All right, yeah. So you wait like an hour or so, and we'll say your HP comes back. I mean, you're still bruised or whatever, but you're, technically your HP comes back. And you've been sitting here and kind of listening and watching, and you can just see that. Again, you kind of peeked up and looked. The area between A and D is try to see what's so. Yeah, the manacles on the wall, they're rusted. There's wind, obviously, and rain. Oh, okay, yeah. There's a landing above you that I said you could see. And it is actually it goes in for about 10 feet, and hanging on the wall there is like a 10-foot long pole with a hook on it, and some buckets, and you also see a door if you go down that way.
Okay, I guess I'll try and get these manacles off and go that way then.
Okay, yeah. If you want to try to break the manacles, it's because they're rusty. It's a DC 10 strength check. If you fail, you do 1 point of damage to yourself to trying to break them, but then you can try again if you want.
Okay. And I want to roll under my luck. I mean, under my strength, or what?
You're gonna roll a D20 plus your strength mod, and you're gonna try to get 10 or better.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 1.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. So you're pissed off clearly, or at least motivated to succeed. So you smash the manacle. Oh no, hold on, the one's bad.
Yeah.
you pull as hard as you can, maybe being pissed off, and you cut yourself on the rusty manacle and take a point of damage, actual damage. But you can try. Yeah.
I rolled a 5.
Another point of damage. Are you going to kill yourself on the manacles?
I rolled exactly 10.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So in the third try, you smash the manacles from the wall. They break off, around your wrist or whatever. There's some blood dripping down, but otherwise you're not too badly off. And you see, I mean, clearly there's about 100-foot drop if you just jumped, which would probably be fatal. You could theoretically, because you're a thief, climb back up the way that you got brought down. The wall is not completely smooth, although that could lead to a trap door, again, as you know, into the room where at least an hour ago there was about 20 or more of these creatures. Or there's that short hallway that leads to a door with the bucket and the stick.
Okay. Am I like completely naked, or do they leave my travel clothes on me, or?
No, you have like your armor. They didn't strip you. They just took like your weapon belt off, and your backpack, and like that kind of stuff. I'll say even if you have like a belt pouch or whatever small you might have had on there, they didn't. Well, I guess they took your belt, so they would have taken that too. But if you had something like,
I mean, there's no way I would have had thieves' tools on me, right?
no, I mean, I would imagine those would be in your bag.
Right.
One would think.
Because I have like 2 sets.
You do. Okay, well maybe there's one set in your boot then. Make a luck check and see if you have the.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense to do something with that. I rolled a 9 under 11.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say at least part of your tools, like maybe the picks and like a couple little pieces are there. Probably not like a full set, but.
So could I have picked the manacles rather than doing damage to myself?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not now because you already did that one. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, fine. At least I got one set still.
Yeah.
All right. I'll grab the. I'll go down.
Yep.
Towards the. I think I'll grab the 10-foot pole.
Yeah. So it's a standard 10-foot pole, and it has like basically what looks like it's kind of like a grappling hook attached to the end of it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and grab the bucket as well. Is there anything in the bucket?
No. There's a bunch of buckets, but they're empty. Like kind of buckets that you put water in or something.
All right. I'll grab one of them. Whichever one looks like it's the best. I'm going to put it on my head like a helmet.
Okay.
Just so I can. Yeah. I can have it. It's easy to carry and whatnot. And then I'll check the door.
Yeah, there's a door here. It is unlocked, actually.
All right. Glenn will slowly open the door. He just kind of cracks it at first.
Okay. So you open up the door. It goes down. It looks like it's basically about, you've traveled maybe half of the tunnel. So the door opens up and it goes another like 10, 15 feet. And then it looks like it heads to a set of stairs that go up. You can see the stairs going up from where you are. There's a little bit of light in that room. You're kind of in a dark space right now, but the room, the room with the stairs or whatever, it probably has some light in it because you can see like a little bit of light there.
Okay, I'll continue down that way then. He has the pole kind of up in front of him. In fact, he'll use the 10-foot pole to sort of tap along the ground just in case they put traps to keep people from staying out of this place or something.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can do a trap check. D20 plus your traps search.
Okay.
If there's such a thing. Or just plus your int if there's not a such thing.
Man, I'm rolling terrible tonight. Always happens when I play a thief for some reason. I roll terrible. I rolled a total of 12.
Okay. Yeah, you don't encounter any traps or find any as you moved up to the stairs. And you can see that the stairs go up not that far, maybe like 10 feet up, and kind of come up to a small platform where there's a ladder also going up. But at the edge of this, like on this little like platform area where the ladder is, you can look over the side of kind of like a ledge, and you're looking into basically looking into that area D. As you can see, it's like rounded at the bottom. It's like a big bowl, and it's full of water that is splashing and writhing below. And yeah, like I say, there's a ladder going up, and kind of right next to where the ladder is, like over the water. If you look up too, because you look up to see where the ladder goes, there's a trapdoor there too. So there's like 2 trapdoors next to each other. One looks like it would, from above, would just drop directly into the water, and the other one is where the ladder is, where you are. And like I said, the water is like making waves and foamy and stuff.
I'm gonna take the bucket.
Okay.
Put it on the pole. It says like a hook on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drop some of that water in the bucket.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
And I want to pull it up to me. Does it smell funny or anything?
No. It smells like fresh, clean water. I mean, you almost lose the bucket because the water is very, very, which is a little bit weird because you don't feel like the place is moving, but the water is splashing around like crazy. And clearly there's no wind, of course.
Okay. I'll use the bucket. I'll use the water to clean myself up a little bit. Drink some.
Okay, yeah, the water is fresh and cool, like rainwater.
Nice. All right. I'll dump the water back out into the whirling pool.
Okay.
Put the bucket back in my head.
It splashes down into the rest of the water and joins itself.
Okay. Put the bucket back on my head and start climbing this ladder. So there was only one ladder? Or
Yeah,
was
there's
there
one
three?
ladder, and it goes up, and there's basically two trapdoors. There's one that's basically right where the ladder goes to, and then next to it, I guess you could kind of reach over and basically touch it if you wanted to. There's another one. Both in the ceiling, of course.
All right.
So that brings
I'll climb up to the one one right above me.
Okay.
Or Glenn will climb up to the one right above him. And he'll test to see if it's unlocked, if he can open it. And if he can, he'll just open it just enough he can see out.
Yeah, it's not locked, and you push it open a bit and look around. You can see, basically looking at the ground because you're kind of peeking your head up. You see a bunch of smashed barrels and broken crates. You also notice some like pans and pots like you might use for cooking on the ground, dented and rusted. And I don't know what you can see. Let's see if you're popping your head out. And you can see that other trapdoor right next to you. That has like it looks like it has a rope attached to it, like somehow it can be lifted maybe with a rope, but you can't see the other end of the rope from where it is. And kind of like looking around with your eyes, you can see that the room itself is about maybe 25 feet square, and there's a door leading out. And this, just some windows are clearly because there's light in here, like small windows probably.
Okay. All right. He will step out then and close the trap door behind him.
You're basically standing in a kitchen area, like a food prep area. It hasn't been used. It doesn't look like, at least not properly, in a long time. It looks like a lot of the food's been kind of just like made haphazardly and nobody cleaned up after it. And eventually it was so dirty they just stopped using it.
So the rope, does it go up into the ceiling or something?
Yeah, so when you stand over there, what you see is basically there's a mechanism where there's a bucket with a rope on it, and also another rope. So basically you pull the one rope, it lifts the top off that one trapdoor, and then the other bucket can be dropped in to pull water. It's basically a well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll touch around this room just a bit. See if there's anything of value, any kind of silverware or anything like that, maybe.
No, there's not actually. You don't find any silverware, not even cheap silverware. You see like mostly everything that's in here is broken, and nothing looks like a very high value.
Okay. Glenn makes his way to the door. He will check to see if it's unlocked, but not necessarily open it yet.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Can he look through the key? Is there a keyhole he can look through or something?
Sure. Yeah, there's a keyhole. You peek in there. I mean, you can't see much because obviously a keyhole doesn't show you much. But directly across from you, look at the map. You see that there are some tables, a bunch of tables. It looks like you kind of look around and see tables with a mishmash of random shit on it. You can't really tell what it is through a keyhole. It's too small. Looks like some glass, and it looks like actually there might be some rocks and glass and some random stuff on top of tables.
Okay. He'll slowly open the door a crack.
Okay. Yeah, so you open the door. There's nobody's in the room, so then nobody reacts. To a room that is so as you're coming into the room, the door as you're walking in, basically, you're kind of almost all the ways to the left of the room. So you look to the right, and you can see that it looks like it's some kind of workroom. It has like work tables and some various like rock samples with pieces broken off and like put aside. There's some like beakers and bottles and stuff, but most of them are just trashed. You see what might have been some books, but they've long since been torn up, like somebody had a fit and tore them up. You see at the far end of the room a set of stairs going up, and then along the wall you just came from, besides the door that you came out of, there's two more doors. So 3 doors total along that wall. And it's empty. Besides that, no, it's empty of any life.
Is there anything in this room that I might could use, that might could use as a weapon of some kind?
I mean, there's rocks and broken glass. You can maybe use it very simply as a weapon. As you're kind of looking at that stuff, actually make a DC. Roll a d20 plus intelligence for search.
Cool. My intelligence is a -1, so 13 total.
Okay, that's enough. So you're looking through and you're looking for a weapon. You don't really find anything that seems like a weapon, but you do actually find underneath some junk, and you kind of pull it across this kind of book of pressed like butterflies that were captured and kind of pressed. They do that, and it looks like it's got some value to it. I mean, it's valuable. I don't know where you put it right now because you don't know where you put it, but if you want to collect it later or carry it with you, a small book of butterflies.
Yeah. I'll put it down for now. Just remember it's here, I guess. Glenn will collect a couple of rocks.
Okay.
I'm not sure where you could really put them. I guess I'll just carry 2 or 3 in my free hand for now.
Okay.
Glenn will go to whichever door was the closest to the one he came out of.
Okay.
And he will slowly open it to see if and peek in.
All right, sure. So you open it up. There's kind of like a very thin kind of hallway that only goes about 5 feet, and then it opens up into a bigger room that looks like it's some kind of quarters. There's a couple of bunk beds in here, and let's see, and some foot lockers, 4 foot lockers, and 2 bunk beds.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. And there's no one in here?
Nope, empty.
Okay. Glenn will step in and close the door behind him.
Okay.
And making his way over to the foot locker. Whichever one, just one of them.
Yeah. I mean, they basically, they look, you can, as you kind of search through them, they look like they were maybe used by lower class people, will say. Like what's left in there, which isn't much, is like the few pieces of clothing that you find are kind of like workers kind of garb. But make a luck check.
Eight under 11.
Okay, you find a dagger.
Nice.
A serviceable dagger in there. It's not fancy or anything, but it would work as a dagger.
Okay.
Otherwise, some basic clothing, boots, kind of worn out, and some just like general junk.
What about any kind of pouch or sack or anything like that?
I mean, there's like a blanket. You could use that to make a pouch out of. I guess you could throw stuff on a blanket and then kind of tie it up.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll do that. He'll put those rocks in it.
Right.
Let's see. All right, so I got a dagger. Is there do I still have a place I could sheathe the dagger?
Yeah, I mean it's in like a little sheath. You could probably just shove it in your pants or whatever.
Okay, cool. All right, good. All right, so I got my little grappling hook. All right. Okay, he'll make his way out of his room. He has a little pouch full of rocks and moving on up. He still has his bucket.
Yeah. When you go back out into that larger kind of workroom, there's that one more door you haven't explored, plus a stairway going up.
Give me 1 second. I'm making a list of the stuff I have. A dagger. All right, a dagger, a sack full of rocks, a 10-foot grappling pole, and a bucket. Okay. All right, I'll go. Glenn will go on over and creak open that last door. Peek in, see what he.
Yeah, so you look into this room. This looks like there's no windows or anything in here, so you got to open up the door a little bit wider to see. But this is looks like there's some storage there's shelves in here basically, and mostly what's on the shelves are kind of crockery that looks like it had some kind of like food, like food stores in it. You do see a couple of sacks that held like wheat and stuff, and all kind of piled up in the corner. So like empty sacks and stuff, and then some broken crockery. Did I lose you, Crystal? Huh. Maybe I lost Crystal for a second there. She wanted that crockery, but what do you think happened to Crystal? She's gone. This happens when you're raided from the servants' quarters. They, take your stuff. All right, we're taking a break here for a minute, guys. This is definitely going slightly different than I thought it was going to, so interesting. We'll see what happens as or Glenn, so he is lacking in gear and slightly overpowered by these monkeys. Let's see. See if Crystal is able to come back. We're kind of taking a little break here. I don't see her popping back yet, so we might have had some kind of trouble with the interwebs. Either that or it's me. Could be me, but that doesn't seem very likely. Let's see if I go on to YouTube. Watch myself. So we're just having a moment here where Crystal is out of the loop. She disappeared somehow. We're not exactly sure why. How. Oh. Oh. She disappeared somehow. We're not exactly sure why. How. Oh. I see Tony's here. Crystal. Disappeared somehow. We're not exactly sure why. How. Oh. There we go. I'm watching myself now. Crystal dropped down. Now we got, 3 people because I'm watching too. I think Crystal is watching, but she can't. She's not responding, so I don't know what's going on. You want to come in and finish the game, Tony? know. It was very exciting up to this point too. I don't know if I can come back into it if I stop. All right, we're just gonna take a minute break. I'm going to see what happens if I end the broadcast and receive it. All right, I'm actually going to stop the broadcast, and if I can get it to come back, I might be able to. I'm not actually sure if you can or not. I know I've done that before. See if we can jump back into it and broadcast. If not, then I'll just do a second broadcast of this as a part 2 when we get Crystal back. If not, we'll do it another night. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, hold on. Crystal's back, just as I was going to do it. And Glenn returns.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know. All of a sudden, my router just said no more internet for you and just kicked me off. Like complete, like shut down everything. Like shut down my home phone, shut down everything. Like the only thing that was on was the power. I don't know. So I unplugged it and plugged it back in, and seems to be back up now. I don't know. Weird.
That's weird. Yeah, something happened with Mike too. I was just talking to him in the chat. All right. All right, so I don't know where that cut off. So that was a storage room with.
Yeah, I heard that it was a storage room. Also, while I was away, I remembered I also have thieves' tools, or at least some thieves' tools.
Yeah, they should.
But yes, I heard that it was a storage room, and then you said it's a storage room of, and then I didn't hear anything after that.
Yes, it's a pretty small storage room. So there's no lights or anything. More like a closet. In here, you've got shelves. And there's like crocks of things, like maybe there was honey in there or beans or whatever that have been broken open and kind of used up. Also, there's several empty sacks that probably had like wheat or rice or flour or whatever kind of thrown in the corner, and that type of stuff. Like it's basically like a food stores, but it looks like a lot of the food's been consumed or taken out of here.
Are there any empty sacks?
Yeah, there's some empty sacks. Yeah.
Great. Okay, take a sack, pour my rocks in there. In fact, I'll just go ahead and load up rocks in it.
All right. Yeah. So you pick up a sack and make a luck check.
Okay. My luck is an 11. I rolled a 17.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to find just like let's say one sack that's not like ripped and torn and stuff. So yeah, and it'll be the equivalent of like a large sack, we'll say.
Oh, cool. That's a large sack.
Yeah, like a large sack. It's pretty because it had probably like 50 pounds of flour or whatever, but you can only find one that's like usable.
All right. A large sack. I won't fill it with rocks because I don't need. But I'll put a few rocks. No, I'll just keep my small little sack full of rocks. That one I made. But that small sack I have, the one I made, I'll go ahead and put as many rocks in as I can.
All right. Yeah, just gonna leave it together. Makes sense.
And then I have a large sack, large empty sack that I'll keep on my person for now.
Okay. That sounds like the plan. Beyond that, this room is pretty. It's just a small closet, like I said. So
Okay.
otherwise, you're looking at a set of stairs going up, and then of course the other things you've already explored. You can go
Right.
back.
I'll put that book in my large sack.
Okay. Yeah, Book of Butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's got some value, some 15 gold pieces. So it's worth a little bit of money.
Okay. All right. Glenn will begin to sneak himself up the stairs.
Okay. Make a sneak silently check.
God damn it! Like when I want to roll low, I can't. And when 14.
Okay, that's not that bad. So you come up the stairs and you're coming into a. I'm gonna do this. This is just because this might be a strategic thing, so I'm gonna screenshot it so you can see. Let's see. Switching the screenshot. Move that. Do that, I guess. Oh, you know what I probably could do? Oh, that's weird. It's not letting me do it now. Hold on. Select window. There it is. All right. So basically, you're coming up these stairs, which are right here in this room. And I'll give you the gist of the room now. This is E. E. Oh, and by the way, on the big map, yeah, I can't really show the big map from here. This is that center area that was above D, clearly. Temple, bronze statue. This classically styled temple acts as an audience chamber. Good typically. Creamy marble columns and walls set off a gold-leafed frieze above the door, depicting a stern bald man glowering outward in several geometric mosaics in green and blue tile on the floor. The temple is dusty, and you see a large statue, 10 foot tall, a bronze statue of a bearded scholar, standing in the center. It is kind of greenish from age. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the room. So you're looking at. Let me just bring this back so I can see. So basically, over in the. A better way to do this. So over here, you're coming up. So you're kind of hidden right now. Plus, you're walking silently. But as you kind of, these are all these are all columns, and then of course it's open to the sky out here, outside the thing. And this is a bridge basically open to the sky. As you kind of creep around the wall and you peek in, that's when you see a couple more columns here, some stairs going up to this raised dais. There's a statue in the center, The door that with the frieze of the man looking out, it was that was described as right here, and I guess these are just the part of the decoration. So you're kind of here, and you're at least right now. Nobody's looking at you because you're hidden and you're looking into this room. And of course, this way right here, this goes back towards the towards that middle part where you encountered the monkey guys, but the backside of it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about going there yet. Glenn will go ahead and sneak up to that statue.
Right.
And what's the statue look like again? It's like a bald man.
The statue is it looks like a scholar, so it has like robes around it, and he's holding like a book under his arm. He's got a long beard, and it's kind of bronze, but kind of green with age. As you kind of walk up to it boldly, you hear creaking sounds as it animates, and it looks at you with the quizzical look that a bronze statue can have, and it moves forward to attack.
Oh man!
Trespasser, like that. So
I didn't say I moved up to it boldly, but okay.
Well, I mean, you walk up to it.
I snuck up to it, but okay.
I'm not
whatever.
Up to it because I hear you, but you're here. I mean, to get to the statue, there's no way. I mean, how are you sneaking?
Yeah, it's fun. No, I'm just
you enter the temple. It's magic.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
nobody wants to die. So roll good on initiative.
Let's see.
Plus. Let's see.
Oh wow! I rolled a 19.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have plus 10. So you'll go first. So the statue is now. I mean, it animated as soon as you like kind of made yourself visible. So we'll say around here, let's say, or wherever you want to be. Oh, I'm sorry. If you want to be like off to the side somewhere, it's fine. But when you walked in, it's magic, right? So as soon as you stepped in the temple, it animated. So you're roughly 20 feet away from it. At this point, we'll say you're at the entrance.
Okay.
And let me just do this. I mean, this is probably relevant, but let me do this too. Nope, that's not what I want to do. This here. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Give me 1 second. I'm going to make this better. I went and got minicam and then I don't even use it.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that.
Yeah. I like never ever use it correctly. I'm just like doing screenshots. Here we go. Let me do minicam. So I'm going to go like that. Oh, why isn't that working? There we go. That. There we go. All right. So keeping minicam like this. Going back to Firefox. All right. So right now, just so you give an idea, so you're basically. This is the reason why I can't mouse over it when you don't do a screenshot. So you understand where you are, right? You're basically right by the letter E.
Right.
That's the place where you're at. You know, so that bridge that you see there is the bridge that's over here. You know, you see that. So just so you understand where you are physically, and of course, there's outside the columns is, you know, the drop to the ground. But you're inside this like middle part. So what do you want to do? You see this giant statue, 10-foot tall bronze statue. It looks at you. It says intruders, or you know, that kind of thing.
How far across is that bridge?
The bridge is.
All right. Let me just ask this.
So the bridge is.
Could I throw a rock across it?
Could you throw a rock across the bridge?
Yes, to the other side of the bridge.
About 70 feet. Yeah, I probably could do it. It would be like a strength check to get that far because it's further than the bridge. I mean, what's your strength?
Yeah, it's only like 10 or 11 or something like that. It's a 11.
Yeah, make a DC 10 strength check. I mean, if you can make a, so you basically have a chance.
Okay. Oh, rolled an 11.
All right, yeah. You can throw it. So you throw a rock to this other building?
Yeah, I want to throw a rock at the other building and hit it, and then I want to run back down the stairs.
Okay. Okay, I mean, you left the main temple area, so I'm going to say that doesn't follow you. And you run downstairs, and you're back into the other room again.
Glenn he'll hide himself in the storage closet.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. So you get into the storage closet, and you close the door, and you're waiting.
And yeah, I want to wait there. I want to see if I can hear any fighting up above. Because like his idea is throw a rock at the other building, disturb the hornet's nest, and they'll come fight the statue for him.
Yeah, I mean, you are, you're waiting. You don't hear really anything like that. You don't hear any combat. After a bit, I mean, I don't know how long you think you would wait for, but
Call it an hour.
no, you don't hear anything at all like that. You don't even really hear the statue go back because it most likely you reason sitting there in an hour that it probably walked back to its original spot or stayed where it was, by the time you got down because it didn't go very far. It only barely moved. It didn't seem that you didn't hear any of the monkey guys come this direction.
All right. Then he will go back up the stairs.
Okay.
Leave the storage closet, of course, and then go back up the stairs. He really wants to get in that tower, but he doesn't want to have to contend with that statue. He doesn't have a plan for really messing with it right now. He doesn't know what it can do.
Yeah, so just to give you an idea of mechanically, that's what you're thinking, just to give you some numbers. So if you're here, you could pretty easily come up the stairs and get on the. You could pretty easily get on the stairs at the top of the picture where the stairs are. You could go out where the columns are, and that's exposed to the open air, which means you could get to the base of the tower and climb up. Climbing the outside of the tower is like a DC 16 climb check. So I don't know what your climb skill is.
Yeah, it seems I haven't really been able to roll over 10 tonight.
Yeah, that's true. It's
I rolled like 117 once and 119 once. And
yeah, so you could scale the outside of the tower, as I said, but that'd be tricky. Yeah.
Wait, it's a climb check, right? I have a climb sheer surface.
Yeah, you
9.
Yeah, you have 9. Yes, it's a 16.
Yeah, so I need to roll a.
Yeah, and remember that you can burn luck.
Yeah, so I just need a 5. No, a 7 to succeed.
Yeah, and you can burn luck. Remember, and you have a luck die.
Yeah.
Level, so your luck die is probably like a pretty high. Thanks. Remember that
D8.
Yeah. So
all right.
It's a fairly safe. That's your aim is to get up to where like H is.
Yeah.
It's a pretty safe.
That's what he's going to try then.
Okay, let me just look. Okay, because you can see on the thing like there's a letter G in the middle. There's no windows there, so just so you know. So as you climb up. So yeah, so you can go up and just make a sneak check, DC 10, to make sure that you don't make any noise when you're out on the outside of it, and then you can go ahead and make your climb check.
Okay. I rolled a 16 for my sneak check.
Okay. Yep. So you're very quiet, and you get out, and it's not really wet up here. So like I said, DC 16 will climb up the wall. It's smooth, but it's not
Oh, I rolled 2 16s in a row.
Nice.
Oh.
All right, cool. Yeah, you're able to scale the wall. I mean, being you're a thief, you grab onto this kind of this smooth marble wall, but it definitely has from the ages. Probably when it was first made, it was completely smooth, but now it's worn with the weather, and you're able to kind of get grips on it. It's not perfectly flat, so you work your way up to that area that says H at the top. As you kind of come to the top, what they call a pinnacle, you're looking into a rounded area. It's surrounded by columns, as you can see in the picture. The columns hold the roof out. And inside is basically just a very simple circle on the ground with some magical sigils, I should say. It's a circle of magical sigils. They are glowing, kind of in a pale blue light. They seem to be inlaid with turquoise. And also, there is a trapdoor on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's closed.
Can I have put my 10-foot pole on my back or something?
Yeah, you could dangle it down behind you or whatever. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
It's on a hook. You could have hooked it into your belt or whatever.
All right. Trapdoor below me, huh?
There's a trapdoor on the floor. You know, obviously to access the tower from the inside, and then there's a magical circle in the center of the room.
I would like to go over and just creak open that trapdoor just to see what's down there.
Sure. You open the trapdoor, and you look down. There's a ladder, clearly, going down. You see a set of stairs, you know, in that room below you. The room is pretty tall. It's how tall is this? It's about 40 feet, it looks like. It's lined from top to bottom with oak shelves, and they are basically covered with books. And there's a lot of kind of smaller ladders that bring you to different levels of the shelves. You think that there's about, you know, over 200 books scattered along the walls, and, you know, parchments and scrolls and maps and stuff like that. Basically.
All right.
Like I say, there's a ladder that you would take to get into this room that goes straight down, and then in the room itself, there's a set of stairs going down, you know, that leaves the room.
Okay. All right. Let me look at these. I'll close that.
Okay.
I'll look at the symbols here, and can I make heads or tails of them?
You should have like a read or scrolls or something like that.
Read language, handle poison.
The very last thing is like a scroll one or a magic thing, right? Like a use.
Oh, cast spell from scroll.
Yeah.
16 to 1. Oh, a D16.
Oh,
I guess I got to roll a 1.
You have to make
Or is it a -1?
Well, it's -1 probably because of your intelligence. If you have a lower intelligence.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, in order to activate or understand these, you have to make a DC 18 spell check. So you're gonna have to burn luck for sure. You're gonna roll a D16 -1, and then, you know, you can add whatever amount of luck you want to it if you need to.
All right, a D16. All right, let me go.
One to get your base roll.
Let me get out my weird die. Here we go. I think this is a D. Yep, D16. Okay. And it's an 18 DC.
That's right. You need 18. So it's good that you're a thief.
And how does the luck burn work?
So when you burn luck, you do it after you make the roll, and you can choose how much you want to roll, spend, and every point of luck that you spend, you'll be able to roll that luck die and add it to your roll.
Right.
So what? It's like a D6 or D8 or something. Your level, so it's pretty high.
Yeah, D8 and my luck die.
Yeah. So you want to roll as high as you can on the D16, so you don't have to burn as much luck. That's for sure.
All right. Let's see what I can do.
All right.
No, I rolled a 4, so that's a 3 total.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So you'll need to. I mean, if you want, you can burn luck. You can do it one die at a time. The rules are a little unclear about how you're supposed to do it, but I always say with thieves, you can do it one die at a time if you want. For every die you roll, you're going to lose 1 point of luck. This is not something you can check again. You either have to do it or not. So.
I mean, I guess it seems like the main reason to come up here. But then if I do it, everyone may be on me, and then I may die.
Yeah, this role is going to be to be able to know if you can understand what this thing does and how it works, basically.
No, I mean, like, I get that. I'm just trying to decide if I want to die.
Oh yeah.
It's like
nobody wants to die.
If I did figure it out,
Yeah.
then I might be able to turn off the rain.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna die because like those apes are definitely gonna know I'm up there at that point. But that is the whole reason I came up here. So fuck it. Glenn will die a hero, I guess. All right, let's start burning a lot. All right. Here goes my first roll.
Okay.
A 4, so that brings me up to 7.
Okay.
Burn another 4, so that brings me up to 11.
Okay.
Burn again. A 3. It brings me up to 15.
Okay.
Again. A 5. So that brings me up to 18. No, 20 or whatever. Yeah.
That's enough. All right. Yeah. So you basically you of course now your luck is down by whatever 4 points. So
Yeah, 4 points. Yeah.
you know that you understand how this thing works. Basically, this is definitely the main control for this thing. You can make the rain stop. You can make it rain harder. You can move the ship, basically fly it to different areas, and you could also drop it. Like you also basically there's a formula to completely trash the thing, basically dispel it. It'll just hit the ground and fall apart, basically, which is probably not the safest thing when you're sitting on it. But
All right.
you do have to make another spell check to actually make it work, though. But that's only DC 12.
Do I have to roll a D16 to do that?
Yep. That'll be to do any of the powers of the thing you could ever roll. Yeah.
All right. I don't want to I'm an airship now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you could attempt to land it or fly it. If you fail, clearly bad stuff will happen.
Yeah. I mean, but to be fair,
Yep.
if I succeed at landing it, probably bad stuff is going to happen.
Well, maybe.
Okay. Let's just first attempt to disable the storm.
So you're going to try to stop the storm? Okay.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Okay.
Whoa, I rolled a 16.
Nice. Fantastic. So that's 15. So that's enough. So you manipulate the sigils and the storm stops. The rain stops pouring, and all of a sudden it's dead quiet because you've been hearing this rain for like the last 3 hours that you've been up here. So all of a sudden it's weird. It's a weird sound. All of a sudden be absolutely quiet, and then the silence is broken by the sound of the chittering monkeys.
Yeah. Well, I'm your god now, bitch. Are there any defenses? Could I activate some defenses for these monkeys?
I mean, no, not from that. What you can do with the sigils is you can fly it in any direction. You can land it, which basically kills the cloud, and you'd have to. You know that if you do that, it would be very difficult to get it back up in the air again, because basically once you land it, it's basically dispelling it, and that's going to require a much higher spell check to actually get it up again. Just so you know, you can again fly it in any direction. You can stop the rain. You can make the rain go harder. You can make it. You can make the storm stronger or weaker. Basically, that's basically all you can do from there.
Okay.
I mean, there's no defense per se, as far as there's no way to protect yourself where you are. And actually, on that note, make a luck check. Let's see how stupid the monkeys are.
Really, you're gonna
Yep.
you're gonna make me luck check this?
Yeah.
13. My luck's in a 7 now.
Okay. So you hear the monkeys. You hear that kind of deeper voice monkey seems to be shouting orders, although you can't really make out exactly what he's telling them to do.
Okay. Glenn's gonna take the bucket off his head.
Okay.
He's going to set the bucket down,
Okay.
and then he's gonna sit on it, and he's gonna wait for the monkeys to get there.
Oh, really? You're gonna wait for the monkeys? All right.
He's gonna wait for the monkeys.
All right.
I have my pole in my hand.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So you wait a minute, maybe 2 minutes. You can hear them still screaming, and then you hear the sound like a crack of thunder, and suddenly the monkeys from the front of the ship, where they have a weapon because they're not very smart, are shooting that weapon at you at the tower.
Really, they're not even gonna come to me. They're just gonna shoot at me.
Nope, because you failed the check because they're not very smart. All right, so they're gonna blast you with this lightning bolt. Make a DC 15 reflex save.
Yeah, no, roll total of like 9, I think.
All right, so it says 8d6 damage. All right, so 12, 12 is 24. That's 66 and 2d6 more. Oh, that's exactly put you to 0. So you get blasted by this lightning, but more importantly, and I'll let you do it because, you know I love you, Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even base it on your luck because
Great.
that's the way this game works.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and make a luck check. This is to determine whether or not the lightning destroyed the sigils and the whole thing drops to the ground.
You know what? I hope it does. 16.
Oh no. Okay, so the lightning bolt blasts the tower. And maybe you're sitting on this metal bucket, so your bum probably gets burnt from the electricity coming through it. And the blast takes off the big chunk of the tower and shatters some of the turquoise gems. And all of a sudden, the clouds disappear, and 100 feet in the air drops a huge mass of white ivory stone as it shatters on the ground and explodes. Some of the monkeys probably fly away as it goes down, but most of all the sleeping ones get trapped inside. And of course, clearly you're in the tower, so you're not going to probably survive that. But you know what? Let's make one more final luck check to see if when the soldiers come by to check the ruins, when they roll your body, let's see if Glenn survived the terrible fall from the Manse.
Dude, I rolled a 7 and my luck is a 7.
Nice. So you wake up. You don't know how long later, but you're in a tent, and there's some clerics or whatever around you, and they quickly call for one of the magistrates to come, and he comes in. And he looks at you. He says, "Well, the town was already destroyed anyway, so we can't really blame you for that. But that's a hell of a way to take that thing down. Your reward will be waiting when you get better. Well done, son." And then he kind of leaves the room, and you actually survived.
Okay. Question.
Go.
Hentilda, does she survive?
Yeah, the hen, of course. The hen flew away. She made that luck check earlier.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So
the hen survived.
okay, so can we do the how this ends for Glenn?
Cool. Yeah, tell me about what happens with Glenn now that he's
Yeah, sure. So like they tell him that his reward will be waiting, and he's relieved. And then they go, oh, and by the way, we found this as well. And they bring Hentilda in a cave, in a cage, and he's all like, Hentilda, and he and Hentilda are reunited. And with the reward, he buys. He buys a better house for his father and his brothers to live in, and he retires and goes back to wheat farming. He and Hentilda, because this was enough adventure for one lifetime.
Yeah. So I mean, technically, if you're ever going to use the character again, you'll lose 1 point of either agility, strength, or stamina because you made the rollover thing. But yeah, there was a lot of treasure in here. Which got destroyed in the fall, but your character got a reward still, and we'll say the bronze statue and everything got destroyed on the way down. Just in case you're questioning, although maybe if the water was a water elemental that was trapped by the wizard, and basically the backstory is that the wizard who ran this thing actually died. So the monkeys did not know how to operate the thing. It was just basically randomly moving around, just based on previous spells that had been, an arcane magic that was floating around. So they had no idea how to operate the thing. And they were actually kind of afraid to go towards it. So if you had actually passed your luck test, they were just going to kind of ignore you for a little bit until you tried to land it. But because you failed, they decided they were going to blast you with the weapon in the front. And that was less than ideal. But in the end, you did what you had to do. You took it down.
Yeah, that's true.
Well done.
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to destroy it. I was kind of like, I was wanting them to like fly up and be like, "Oh, you know how to control it? Then we'll fucking serve you." And I've been like, "Yeah." And then
probably if you had made the attempt to go to them and told them that, you might have been able to pass that by them. because he was. I had actually rolled, and he was kind of unsure as to what to do with you. That's why I didn't just kill you. And it does say that Buffo is like he's a strong leader, but he's only the leader because the wizard died. Like and then he would surrender under the right circumstances. So if you had convinced him that you were strong enough to control the Manse, then he might have actually given in to you. So, but you didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that you were going to die there for a second in the beginning when you went. I was like, oh no. But it's very specific.
Yeah.
I guess because you were like, oh, I mean, I'm guessing you were like, oh, I'm not going to go in A because that's the obvious place. But I think if you go in A, that's like the safest place to go because they're not guarding it. Because it's basically the garbage disposal. They just throw prisoners down there. So that's like the safest way to go.
Wow.
Or if you had gone to H or something, that would have been awesome. I was curious what you were going to do. That was pretty smart though, going up along the side of the wall and looking in the windows. So I liked how you did that. But
yeah, well, I didn't think I could go through to like the H tower, Yeah. Like I didn't think I'd be able to do that, so that's why I went up along the walls.
Yeah, if you had what do you call it? If you had just tried to get right to H at the beginning, I would have given a chance for you to do it. But if you had missed it, you would have floated past it, and then you would have had other problems. So yeah, you definitely went the area that was the most like sure that you were going to get someplace. And that bronze statue is basically magical, and it would have been tough to fight actually. So, of course, I don't know how you would have got past that. I actually didn't. I didn't really have a way that I knew you were going to do it. I just figured you'd figure out a way, and you did. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. Yeah. So hey, once again, another character of mine lives.
Successful.
I didn't get any riches this time, really. Well, I got the reward. So.
Yeah, you got a reward.
And I don't know. Did my book of butterflies survive?
Yeah, and you got the book of butterflies, I guess, right? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't. He doesn't sell that. He keeps it to remind him.
Yeah, well, extra memento, I guess, because if you're gonna retire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. But if you do play him again, just lower one of those 3 stats by 1. But it sounds like he's retiring, so maybe you can come back as a lower level character and do like a prequel. Maybe. Because I definitely like.
But then he might die in the prequel, and it wouldn't make any sense.
That's true. Yeah. So don't die if you do that. All right, I'm in the broadcast. Yeah, I don't know.